They say the U.S. Senate is the greatest deliberative body in the world, and they refer to the House of Representatives as the People's House. But after today, we might just need to start calling Capitol Hill Fight Club. While we the people face a government shutdown in less than 3 days amid public concerns about inflation, amid two global crises that require U.S. engagement, and amid polling that continues to show this country more sharply divided than ever before, elected representatives today literally jabbed each other and picked fights. It began in the House, where during an interview with a radio reporter, Tennessee Republican Congressman Tim Burchett says he was elbowed from behind in the kidneys by none other than the former leader of his conference, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Here's what he told our Scott MacFarlane about the incident.
Kevin McCarthy walked by and he elbowed me in the kidneys as he walked by.
You're quite confident this was deliberate?
Oh, come on. I'll take a polygraph test and have Kevin take a polygraph test.
McCarthy denies this happened.
When I was walking back further, I don't say somebody was interviewing me or talking to me, and he comes running up like, why did you hit me or something like that? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know something transpired.
Short time later, over on the Senate side of the Capitol, Oklahoma Republican Markwayne Mullin and Sean O'Brien, president of the Teamsters Union, nearly came to blows.
If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, every problem?
No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
All right. Can I respond, Mr.
Hold it.
There was also an incident in a hearing of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee where the Republican chairman, James Comer of Kentucky, called Florida Democrat Jared Moskowitz, quote, a smurf. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now. Scott, walk us through these incidents and what more we should know about what only can be described as a pretty ugly day there at the Capitol.
This is like too long a car ride to too far away a destination. The House has been in session 10 consecutive weeks, and the Senate's been in session quite a number of those weeks as well. And the fatigue that has been setting in after all these standoffs and all the acrimony has actually been leveraged by House leaders. That may be one reason why there is a Speaker, Mike Johnson. The fatigue of the Speaker race culminated with the election of Mike Johnson. There's going to be a continuing resolution passed tonight to keep the government open till early 2024. The fatigue is set in. People are becoming more agreeable on things they don't love. But that fatigue also manifests itself in other ways, where you have this acrimony become palpable, where it's not just frustration, but it's anger. It's not just anger, then it becomes physical anger or the threat of physical anger in some cases. We spoke with Congressman Burchett and we spoke with Congressman McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy says it was not a punch, it was not an elbow. If he did bump into Mr. Burchett, it's because the hallway is too narrow. Congressman Burchett, who was one of 8 Republicans to vote to oust Kevin McCarthy this Congress, says it was a deliberate strike. Then there's that matter of Senator Mullin. At a Health, Education, and Labor Committee hearing on labor, facing off with a union leader who'd been blasting him on social media. I asked Senator Mullin if it was so necessary to go so far. Take a listen. Was it necessary to do something so provocative at that hearing?
I don't know what provocative is. I mean, he's the one that said stand up. I just simply read his tweet.
And here's the upside. The long car ride is ending soon. Everybody's going home for the holidays. They get a reset come December.
So this is what happens essentially when Congress doesn't take a recess, right? This is what the public has clamored for. And in essence, they need to take a break because it can get a little violent up there potentially.
Let's look at the baselines and fundamentals of the legislative branch. There's supposed to be a back and forth. There's supposed to be arguments and competing interests, competing personalities representing different parts of America. But when you keep competing interests and competing personalities together too long, it can bottle up. It can bubble up. And that's what happened today. So you're going to have an ethics committee review from Congressman Gates, another of Congressman McCarthy's detractors, against the former speaker for this push and shove that's been alleged today, but I don't think that's going very far.
So quickly now, it looks like the House is set to approve this 2-tiered shutdown plan. Democrats signaling a little while ago they're okay with it. Remind us how it would work and why there are a handful of Republicans opposed to it.
This is a clean resolution, they call it. No spending cuts, no controversial policies added, but it goes into two different parts. It funds 1/3 of the government through January. It funds the other 2/3 of the government through February. Some Republicans say they don't like it because it does not cut funding, but there's no way to get it past the finish line before the Friday deadline. With Democratic support in the Senate, Democratic votes in the House, that they were going to make some controversial cuts. So I think Republicans have been saying pretty consistently to me today, Ed, we live to fight another day. That day comes in January, and the prospect of a protracted government shutdown is real, and it is growing.
Scott MacFarlane covers Congress for us, and today he was covering boxing. We thank you for doing so.